In this quick video, I'm going to show you guys how I made this nice looking render inside of Blender. So here we are in the scene, and you can see we have a bunch of planes surrounding a vehicle in the center of the world. Now all of these planes have the same exact node setup because I just created one plane, added a node setup to it, and you can see we have a mix shader here, principled and transparent connected to that mix shader, and then it's controlled by a color ramp which has a gradient texture connected to it. And then the final look of it should be something like this. So from a well lit bottom all the way to the top where it kind of turns transparent like that. And this is going to give us the nice fading effect we have on the vehicle windshields and the body in some areas. So I just took this plane and duplicated it all around the car into specific areas, and then just went into edit mode for each of them and then slid them around to kind of increase the size, or scale them to increase the size all around the vehicle, and also duplicated the materials for each of them. So the material on this one, which is a soft light 1, it's not the same as the one on this one. As you can see, the name changed to soft light 2, and the same for the others. The reason for that is each of these objects may have a different emission brightness amount to light it up. So if I should go into camera view and I should go into rendered mode, you can see what we have here. I'm just going to switch the car paint color to a different one. Alright, there we go. You can see what we have here. Very nice looking light setup for this vehicle. Now of course this is just for this angle, so what I did was I set up the camera first before moving the planes around to set up the lighting in this camera angle here. Because if you move to a different angle, if I should show you, because I have two cameras set up in here, if I should switch to a different angle, you can see the light setup doesn't look as great. Now the thing is, this camera also has its own light setup, which in this case I set on frame number 2. So if I should cycle to frame number 2, you can see the light setup for this camera angle is also different. So frame number 1, frame number 2. If I should switch the camera back to the first one with the second light setup, you can see it also doesn't look good. It looks kind of great, but it's not too good. Unless I switch to the first one, you can see that looks way much better. Each of these planes play a big role here. So if I should get into the camera view and into rendered view, you can see we have a nice looking fade on the windshield and on the side windows here, and on the roof as well. Each of these is achieved by a specific plane we have in the viewport. So if I should take this plane and let's go into rendered view and hide it, you can see that kind of hides the fading effect and the nice looking light effect we have on the side body here. If I should bring that back, you can see the difference. And if I should take the next plane, which is this big one we have over here, this one is lighting up the whole back of the car. This side right here is lighting up from the front to the back. If I should go into rendered view, you can see what I mean. And if I should go into camera view, you can see it also kind of ends around here. Now I deliberately left this reflection here for that nice effect we have going on. I could have just taken this edge here and then slide it down to hide that off, but I don't like the look or how that looks. I just want that extra nice reflection cut over here on the top of the car and on the windshield as well. So that's what that plane is doing. The one we have over here is also shining on the top side of the car here. It adds in just a little bit of light. If I should hide it, you can see it doesn't look too good. So I bring that back and it adds in just a little bit of light to light up or illuminate that side of the car. Same as this one. It's also lighting up the front. And if you notice, it's lighting up the right side of the front, not the left side. You can see the left side is kind of a bit dark, but the right side is kind of well lit. And then this one as well over here is just lighting or adding in just a bit of light from the top. If I should hide it, you can see what I mean. All these lights over here, it's adding them in. If I should bring that back, you can see the difference. Basically, depending on the camera angle you choose, you're gonna have to move these planes around to match the look you are going for. Now this was a light setup I made for the Hammer EV, and I decided to try it with a different vehicle, and it turned out to be really good. Now of course I know the final render looks a bit different than what we have here in Blender, and that's because I did a little bit of post-processing inside of Photoshop. Now it wasn't anything complicated, it was just a camera raw filter that I used and then tweaked a few values and then arrived at the final look we have here. I hope this helps you guys out, and one final thing I want to say is, if you want this scene, of course without the vehicle, because this is not my vehicle, if you want the scene minus the vehicle plus the Photoshop file that I used to post-process all these images, it will be available on Gumroad for just $2. That's if you want it. I mean, this is an easy setup, so if you want to set it up yourself, you can do that as well. See you in the next video.